Hi folks, welcome to another adventure. Andy and I are at the Laurels Preserve. All right, here we go. And this is what we're here to see. That's just one of the bridges. We have two covered bridges in here to take a look at. To continue our covered bridge series, I paid for a membership here. The Brandywine Conservancy runs this. You have to pay a fee to come in here. Now, I bought the family plan so that my son Andy and I can come in, but our whole family can come in. This is a hiking road only, but I believe you can ride horseback here too, but no motorized vehicle. You know what, this pathway here is probably better than some of the roadway we just rode in on. Coming to an open area here. I see bird houses. What are they, bluebird houses? I think we're getting close to the bridge. Aha, I see it. Oh, look, a porta potty. Well, excuse me for a second. This is a nice that they have this here. All right. Knew I shouldn't have drank all that soda before we got on the path. So what do we have here? Oh, this is all about the covered bridges. Cool. Let's get this on video for sure. That way there's less for me to talk about. There's the two historic covered bridges in the Laurel spanning Buck Run and Doe Run. I believe the one, the Hayes Clark, does that span Doe Run? Yes. Completed more than 200 individual donors. Yeah. Nice, folks. I'll just leave this here. In fact, I will read it because I can't get it all on camera. There are two historic covered bridges in the Laurels spanning Buck Run and Doe Run. Extensive restoration work on both of these bridges was completed in 2014. More than 200 individual donors contributed over $200,000 toward the restoration effort. A generous matching grant from the Robert J. Clayburgh Jr. and Helen C. Clayburgh Foundation provided the remaining funds needed to complete the project. Now, the Hayes-Clark covered bridge was we're going to look at next. The Hayes-Clark Bridge was originally a Burr Truss Bridge built in 1884. It was completely destroyed by fire in 1963 and was rebuilt as the Queen Post Truss Bridge by Buck and Doe Valley Farms in 1971. The Hayes-Clark Bridge spans Doe Run immediately south of its confluence with the Buck Run. The Mary Ann Pyle, also known as the Speakman No. 2 covered bridge, the Mary Ann Pyle Bridge, named for the daughter of James Pyle, is the only Queen Post Truss Bridge in Chester County. It was built in 1881 by our friends Meander and Ferdinand Wood, carpenter and stonemason brothers, and once served the Jonathan Speakman grist mill. Did not know that. The bridge crosses Buck Run near its confluence with Doe Run, is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Now, I know the Hayes-Clark is not, because that was originally rebuilt. This is a neat little area here. It's an enclosed little, I'll point the camera up there, little area here. They have all this information. Very nice. Even have pamphlets here that you can select, choose to take with you. All right, let's go take a look. We have some botany information here, different plants you might see. Okay. What a picturesque scene that is. You can ignore the porta potty, but look at that. That's beautiful. We're in the middle, sort of an open field here, with the bird boxes, bird houses to our left, and fields to our right. I wouldn't be shocked to see some deer running around here somewhere, especially on the edges of the fields. I don't see any right now. Wow, what a neat scene. This I have to take a picture of. Let me pause you folks so we can get a shot of this. All right, folks, here we are at the Hayes-Clark Bridge. You see the rocks piled here. I don't know if that's part of the original bridge that was built in 1884. I will say these stone walls look like they could be original. Hey, how you doing? Look at those stone walls. Got them on both sides.
There's a lot of holes still alive.
Oh, look at that. Now, could this be from carpenter bees? Yeah, they might be. Some of these holes are pretty large, though. I see sawdust right here, though. So I bet you these are carpenter bees. They're really going after that piece of wood. Okay, this is the Queen Post design here. Once again, they had rebuilt this when it was burned down in 1963. Originally it was a Burr arch truss. You can see the Queen Post design here. I'll step back a little bit here. We have a post on this side here. We have a post on this side here. And then we have a post going across here on the top. Forming a box, really. I'll bring the camera down so you can see the whole thing. Now, as a king post design, we just have one center post here. The queen post design actually is more, allows you to span more of a longer span. So it's a little bit more durable, if you want to call it that, than a king post. In king post, you probably couldn't span this entire length. This is a 75-foot length, I believe it was 16 feet wide. So it's a pretty wide bridge. compared to that, the Speakman #1 we did the previous video on, which I think was like 14 foot 6 inches wide. This is and it actually looks like it's quite a bit wider than that bridge. And we'll just kind of show you around here. We don't have the drone with us because they don't allow drones here in the preserve. I'd love to fly through this with the drone. Let's see if we can get down to see the underneath of the bridge. You know, it might be easy to go on the other side. I see like a little path to get down there. Let's go around to the other side and we'll try to get down to the river side on that side. Looks like it might be easier. Boy, there must have been a firebug possibly going around. Arsonist. This was burned by an arsonist back in 1963. But as you recall, the Speakman #1, we did the previous video on that. Somebody tried to burn that in 1958. And the local farmers got on that right away, and so did the fire company, and put it out. But there must have been an issue back then with somebody going around as an arsonist, because this one was totally destroyed. It'd be interesting to check the history to see maybe if that was the case. Maybe if somebody has the history of that, you can put it down in the comments. Let's go take a look under the bridge here. There's the carpenter bee right there. Now there's a path here. Which way would be better? I see a nice clear path right here. Let's see if this will allow us to take a look at the, oh yeah. Oh yeah. So you have a center support, which you don't commonly see on a burr arch truss bridge. Huh. Well, we can get right underneath here. We got steel beams here. Only two, though, that I can see, spanning to the center and then going across to the other side, most likely. But you can see most of this structure underneath is probably the original. Let's see if that steel beam goes all the way across. I believe it should. You probably just got to look. You see from that side? Yeah. Oh yeah, it does.
Cut out in it though.
I see that. Yeah. Let me tie my shoe before I fall flat on my face. That'll be interesting in a video, wouldn't it? Well, let's head on down to the Marianne Pyle Bridge. Let's go back through the Hayes Clark Bridge and on to the Marianne Pyle Bridge. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Chester County had one of the highest number of covered bridges here in Pennsylvania, at now 14, since we know we lost one back in 2021. And yeah, I live right in Chester County, so it's nice to be able to scoot out within 20 minutes, be to a lot of them actually, 20-25 minutes, or some a little farther away. But we'll get all of them. There it is. That's how close it is. Wow. Now let's see how much of this is original. We know that the other one was rebuilt when it was damaged. That's a Speakman number 1. It's a clone. When that large truck tried to go through it. This one should be not as restored. No, you know what? This is definitely not a burr truss. This is definitely queen post also. So that sign is right. I think the information on online is incorrect about this. This is not a burr arch truss. You can say it's a queen post. That's interesting. This is supposed to be a twin to the Speakman number 1, and really it's not. So you got your queen post, both sides. Can you get me all in the camera? I'm getting all geeky engineering on you here. I'm not an engineer by trade. Actually, my son is, Andy, who's got the camera in his hand. But as you can see, queen post goes across, another post coming down, forms a box. That's your queen post design. Interesting. Well, you can hear the stream really. It's a stronger, larger river underneath us. I believe this is the Buck Run that's underneath us. Same kind of wall, though, as in the other one, the Hayes Clark. All right. Well, that was on that sign that right back there. That was when they helped fund the money to repair this. You got the mud daubers. Look at them all up there. Can you point the camera up? Look at that. Huh. I wonder. I didn't think this one was that heavily rebuilt.
This is Speakman number 2.
Yeah, it's not really at all like Speakman number 1. It's not even the same design. But this is supposed to be Speakman number 2, yeah. Known as Mary Ann Pyle Bridge, as we saw on the sign there, after James Pyle's daughter. See if we can get down to the lower portion or underneath the bridge. Can you get there this way? Oh, there's sort of a path there, so yeah, might be able to. See if we have any reinforcement underneath here. So far, it seems like all the bridges we've seen here in Chester County have been reinforced in some way or another with steel beams. What's this one look like? Hey, I don't see any steel beams, do you?
No.
This is original. Wow. Some kind of concrete block sitting right there. I wonder what that was. Huh.
Look up there. Look up there.
Well, you mean the cross pieces of wood? That's just bracing. See, bird's nests. This would be the Buck Run right here. Huh. Again, this would be good fishing if you're allowed to fish here, but they're not allowed fishing here, which is good. The water's pretty clear. I mean, look how deep it is there. You can see the bottom with no sunlight. I'm trying to remember the Speakman number 1. Did it have this type of design here?
I don't think so.
Where it went down like this here and up. Look at the giant bowl here. Check this out. Used to kind of snug everything together, I guess. Maybe keep this beam in place, because you see them here. One there, one up, a couple up there actually. Sorry folks if I'm act like I'm not talking to the camera. It's because I get wrapped up in these explorations, and I get interested in just forget that we're filming in a video. Let me turn you back around here. Get a shot of the bridge from this side. Again, this is a Speakman number 2, Marianne Pyle Bridge. Very cool, very nice. All right, I guess we better kind of start heading back. That warning I got on my phone has me a little bit concerned about these thunderstorms. So we'll go back through the bridge here again. It is getting cloudier, a little bit darker. You can see if you look down here, you can see right through the floor, right through the slats to the river below. And I'll turn you around here again, so we see this side of the bridge again. Very nice. All right, let's head on back. There's a path going up there. We'll have to get down here, since we're now members, and we'll have to do a real exploration of this beautiful area. Yeah, we got some weather coming in. Not until later though, it looks like. So I think we're gonna be all right. It just started getting cloudy, so I got like a little nervous. Well, we can cross 2 more bridges off our list of bridges to film after we get done here. Yeah, they're real close to each other. I'm opening the trunk to get to the backpack, and guess what? I'm wearing it. I almost stuck my belly in. This has to be the nicest smelling porta potty I've ever been in. It smells like a perfume parlor in here.